Guys, we got some other things going on in the association. Russell Westbrook taking another stab at history tonight when he faces the Suns with 6 more assists. He will officially finish the season averaging a triple-double. So incredible, something that hasn't been done in 55 years since Oscar Robertson. Ryan, how do you view this accomplishment?
You know, I was really fighting it because I'm a huge Jordan fan. I'm a huge Kobe fan. And I was like, you know, this can't be like the best season I've seen. And obviously I didn't get to see Wilt. I didn't get to see Oscar Robertson. And then you think back to Steph's last year, unanimous MVP award-winning season. And it wasn't close to this. It's going to be totally skewed because his team isn't that good. We're going to kind of look at it like probably a little bit better than Kobe's 05-06 season where they finished like 7th in the West and Steve Nash won the MVP. This season is the single greatest individual season that I have seen in my life. I can't go back. It is the individual.
You're not the only person that said that.
Individual effort that it takes to do what Russell Westbrook has done is unbelievable. For a 6'3", 6'4" guard to average double-digit rebounds a game, to every game find the plays to make that. If I don't make these plays, we don't win. You go back to the Grizz game, and I was disappointed because he didn't get a triple-double, but they needed every one of those 40-plus points, every one of those 9 rebounds, 10 assists. He has to do these things for this team to compete. And remember, we never even discussed these things until LeBron James came into the league. And after LeBron James started doing some of the things he was doing, some of his great seasons, 08, 09, 9, 10, we started saying, man, LeBron James can average a triple-double. It might be later where he's not trying to score as much, but he can do that. Nobody discussed this regarding Russell Westbrook. And the spotlight was on him when Kevin Durant leaves, and all he's done is show up every night, every game, and put out maximum effort to do these things. And it's going to, I know it's going to be skewed, Max, because of his team, and it allows him to pad the stats, inflate numbers.
Not just that, Ryan.
Let me put you up on something. Put me up on something,
Let me put you up on something. First of all, you know, I hate to do this because I said before the season Russell Westbrook was going to be MVP. He's doing what I thought he'd do and more. I agree with you, inch for inch, he may be having the greatest season ever, comparable or even better than some Iverson seasons, who was even smaller than Russell Westbrook. But in terms of the actual season itself, I hate to do this. He's about to average a triple-double. He's going to get it the next game, you know, as soon as he gets, 6 more rebounds. So I don't want to be negative about it, and yet people are getting carried away. As great as accomplishment it is, it's just really a cool accomplishment, too. People are getting carried away. You know, if he had 9.9 assists or 9.9 rebounds, it'd be virtually the same thing, but it wouldn't be a triple-double, and people wouldn't be as interested. Our brains like round numbers, apparently, right? That's the way we're wired. But beyond that, these kind of counting numbers are not the best indications that a player's helping you win the game. I mean, we're accustomed to seeing them that way. So
his efficiency is high, too, though, Max.
Look, I'm not saying it's not. It's not. They are much higher, like LeBron James, for example, this season is much more efficient than Westbrook. But if you're talking about a real triple crown, which or triple-double, excuse me, triple crown, really, is what we're talking about. I know it's a triple-double, but that's essentially the same thing in basketball. The stats that we pay attention to. In baseball, it was once batting average, home runs, RBIs. Yeah. And so that stays with people. So Miguel Cabrera does that, and he gets the MVP. Even though by more sophisticated metrics, everyone knew Mike Trout, who follows that stuff, was better than Cabrera. But it was too cool that Cabrera did it, and people's brains were accustomed to thinking, oh, home runs, RBIs, batting average. What else is there? Well, okay, in basketball, what's much more correlated to winning in terms of stats that you want to see is field goal percentage, offensive rebounding, assist-to-turnover ratio. There's a triple crown that I don't think anyone's ever done. I looked it up and had ESPN Research look it up. We couldn't find anyone since they've been keeping track of that stuff. And that is as studies have shown, that's the most, those stats are most correlated to winning, along with trips to the free throw line. No one's done that. So they're excellent stats. Those counting numbers are really, really good. It's so cool that Westbrook has done it. It hasn't been done in 50 years plus. That's amazing. But I saw Michael Jordan do 32, 8, and 8 on the season in an era in which the rules made it much more difficult to do that, hand checking and everything else. It is much easier today to compile these kind of numbers, especially the way offenses are run. Not just rules changes, but also the way offenses have changed to adapt to those rules changes and exploit them to their best benefit and effect. So primary ball handlers who are great. I mean, the first thing is you got to be great. But a primary ball handler who's also your first scoring option is much more likely to have a triple-double than they were in Jordan's day.
Way to cheat and throw Jordan in there. Way to cheat and throw Jordan in there, Max.
Well, I mean, I'm just giving you an example. There have been many other seasons better than this Westbrook season. I don't want to diminish it, but this is not even close to the best season in modern NBA history.
All right. He leads the league in scoring. He's also going to have the most rebounds ever for a guy his size, and he hasn't taken a game off.
Inch for inch, he's the best.
We will leave it there. Coming